Hey folks, kind of realized after I did my first video that my storeroom was kind of really disorganized, and so been kind of going through it last night and today. We did an Aldi's run yesterday, so I needed to put stuff away and reorganize anyway. So I kind of cleaned it up a little bit and thought I'd show you what I've got. Spices, teas, ketchups, sauces, things like that. Tomatoes, baking mix for pancakes, whatever, and then next to that, get down and see what I can come up with. It's a little dark in some of these. Sorry about that. Cooking oil, olive oil, and then down here we got salt, vinegar, ramen noodles. Up on this shelf, canned meats, risottos, orzo sauces and stuff. Kind of tried to break this stuff down and group it. So we got, like, refried beans and soups over here, and then turnip greens and mixed veggies and salad dressings, pineapple, canned bacon. If you've never tried Yoder's canned bacon, it's pretty good stuff. Raviolis, canned chili mac, things like that. Clarified butter, tamales, canned hams, lemonades, Tang, Gatorade type mixes down there. More canned meats, raviolis, canned corned beef and stuff like that there. Spaghetti sauce, mac and cheese. Those little box meals, kind of like, hamburger helper type stuff, ravioli. And those packages down there are coffee. I kind of like my coffee, and you'll see what I'm getting at here in a minute. There's flats of veggies, and cornbread mix. 3-bean salad and stuff like that we picked up. That's some of our newer acquisitions. Down there on that bottom shelf is canned grapefruits and things like that. Oatmeals, canned veggies. Those big bags over there in the corner are dried hot pepper powder. Came from the Korean store. Used it to make kimchi, soups, all sorts of stuff. Some more canned veggies. Oh, those, well, you can see what it says. Rice mix stuff on there. Pork and beans, chili beans, some Mountain House stuff, peanuts, jams, jellies and stuff are over there, some oatmeal, miscellaneous stuff, lighters, needles, thread, canning funnels, stuff we can use. Got a little bit of extra on some of this stuff, like needles. There's like 5 packs or 6 up there. A lot more than we need right away. Might come in handy trading, bartering, whatever. And then down here, some chips, canned meats, salmons, whatever. Mackerel, salmon, canned pork, beef stews, canned chicken. Down there, mainly the canned fish, like, oysters, kipper snacks, herring fillets, whatever. And then down on the bottom, salt, a lot of salt. Most of that down there is kosher, for canning, meat storage, whatever. Bottled juices, things like that. And then over here, kind of used up the storage containers that were up there. But over here we got, it's sterno, and also a candle type thing. It's basically sterno with a wick. But anyway, honey, some dog food, future essential seeds, non-hybrids. All this stuff that I'm showing you is pretty much temporary to get us through until we can get a garden in and start getting some of our own fresh produce. Flour, there's like 4 bags of flour there. There's 100 pounds of wheat berries in bags, and another 100 pounds in 5-gallon buckets downstairs in the garage that we can grind into our own flour. Like I said, this is just kind of temporary type use stuff until we can get things settled down and get into a pattern. Cornstarch, baking powder. Here we got our peanut butters and Nutellas and things like that. Sugars, just bagged white sugar. Broth, those noodle sides I talked about on my first video. Different seasoning packets, chili, taco, fried rice, things like that, seasoning packets. And then down here, it's a little dark, but there's a whole bunch of this trail mix. And then, various nitrogen packed stuff, dried mushrooms and things like that, and some mixed nuts, some more broth. Over here, Ziploc bags, big old, there's like 216 bags in that one and 152 in that one. You name it. I mean, storing dried veggies, fresh veggies, meats, whatever in. That's that dried seaweed from the first video. Buckets of coffee and beans, and over here, dried mushrooms, syrups, different canned beans and stuff. B&M brown bread, good stuff. I really like that. Then we got canned butters and cheese and some sauces, barbecue sauces and things like that. More fruits up here. More of those noodle sides, beans, spaghetti sauces. A lot of spaghetti sauces, if you notice, and that's because I got a lot of pasta stored. Canned hamburgers right here. This, back up a second. And once again, Yoder's. I like their stuff. More canned meats down here. Down on the bottom we got, I don't know if you can tell, but like rainy day foods, dry stuff in number 10 cans are down there. Some rice. Down on the bottom, more rice. A lot of pasta. Don't know if you can really tell, but there's like 10 packs of spaghetti and I don't know how many pounds of macaroni and stuff in these different jugs, and angel hair pasta. And then, let me back up a sec. This shelf, more coffee. Told you I like my coffee. Got lots of coffee. Then up here, some more coffee. That whole dried milk I was talking about in the first video. Trail mixes. Dried fruits are up here. Pickles. Ramen. Canned mushrooms. Up here. Baking powder. Different syrups. Cornbread mixes. Freezer bags. Aluminum foil. Whatever. That dehydrated honey and stuff. So I've been trying to organize. I'm sorry it's kind of dark in some of these spots, but that's our short-term stuff kind of redone. Hope it gives you some ideas, and of course, as always, if you guys got any tips or suggestions, feel free to drop me an email. Thank you. Bye-bye.